Assemblymember Bauer-Cahan, which is file item 1, AB-412. Assemblymember Bauer-Cahan has one bill on today, not six,
you're welcome,
like last
committee.
week.
You're
Just
welcome.
a note, an objective, just an observation.
Well, Mr. Chair, I had two, but one was on consent.
Okay, you know what? You had more than 6 last week then, if you include these.
0 on consent last week. Hi. Good morning, Mr. Chair and Assembly members. I want to start by thanking committee staff for their hard work on all bills, but especially my bills, and accept committee amendments, which make it easier to comply with the bill by adjusting various timelines and exempting models developed and used for non-commercial academic or governmental research. Today, I'm proud to present AB 412, the AI Copyright Transparency Act. And as I have embarked on a journey of what I believe California's AI policy should look like, I've been driven by the question of what are long-held rights that we believe Californians have, and how are those changing in the face of this modern technology? And copyright is really central to the question of AI and how it is trained and what the rights of those copyright holders are. And what we have seen, really, copyright is in the federal realm. This bill does not change copyright law. We cannot do that. And the courts have debated that. The courts have actually been finding so far on the side of the copyright holders, which is why recently we saw the president weigh in on the side of the models, saying that he believes it's fair use. But the question really is, how does someone who owns a copyright, who has put their sweat, tears, work into creating a work of art that each and every one of us has benefited from, that we have long believed they have a right to be compensated for the use of that work, how do they exercise their rights in today's world where there are models that are being trained, we know, on those copyrighted works? And when out comes a poem that looks exactly like yours, or out comes your voice from a model because the model was trained on your works of art, what are your rights? And we often think of Scarlett Johansson, who has, I'm sure, an army of lawyers, but this is affecting people with significantly less resources than big stars. And for them to embark on a journey of exercising their copyright rights, they need to know if the work went into the model. And so this bill is very simple. It gives those copyright holders the right to know if a model has been trained on their copyrighted work. And with me today in support of the bill are Tim Friedlander, founder and president of the National Association of Voice Actors, and Travis Manfredi, attorney who specializes in intellectual property law. Who wants to go first?
Thank you.
Yeah, Tim, go.
Good morning. My name is Tim Friedlander. I'm a voice actor, songwriter, children's book author, and studio owner.
Are you really a voice actor?
And I am. As a matter of fact, I'm also president and co-founder of the National Association of Voice Actors. We are a co-sponsor of AB-412. AB-412 gives copyright holders the right to know if their materials have been used to train generative AI models. This bill does not address the question of whether it's moral, ethical, or even legal to train Gen AI models or copyrighted materials. It simply offers rights holders the ability to inquire and know if their materials have been used. NAVA represents the people behind the voices you hear every day. We're the narrators of audiobooks, characters in video games and animated shows, storytellers in podcasts, and even the teachers in your favorite HR training videos that you have to sit through every single time. But my testimony is not exclusively about voice actors. I represent the creators, the visual artists, the graphic designers, costume designers, writers, musicians, every other artist who has turned an idea into something tangible. AI is impacting all of us. AI companies are profiting off of our life's work, and there's currently no law in place to stop them or even for us to find out if our work has been used to train their models. AB 412 seeks to change that. The tech companies say their training data is their trade secret, but my voice is not their trade secret. They're going to try to convince you that it's difficult to keep track of the materials they're using to train their systems, and that it creates an unreasonable burden for them. But if they're asking us to trust them with the most powerful technology this world has ever seen, shouldn't it be reasonable that they keep track of what materials they have used to train it? California is home to both the major AI developers and a vast creative sector that employs professionals like me and my colleagues. As such, this state has the opportunity to lead in the adoption of fair, equitable, and balanced policy. And I encourage an aye vote on AB 412. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, please.
Good morning, members of the committee. I'm Travis Manfredi, a seasoned intellectual property attorney. Over the past 3 years, I've specialized in AI-related law. I co-authored several class actions on behalf of creative individuals in connection with use of their works in Gen AI models. AB 412 is needed to ensure creative professionals have information needed to protect their rights and ultimately to continue in their careers. Without it, their works can be used without their knowledge to create and sell Gen AI models that are often designed to replace them. There's no question that the owner of a work cannot challenge a use of that work if they don't know or can't know it was used. That's why AB 412 is needed. It serves a purpose outside the ambit of copyright regulations. Much like existing privacy regulations, it will provide Californians with often hidden knowledge about how their works are used. It does not prevent others from using those works. It merely requires disclosure upon request. It is implicit that to challenge use of a work, a rights holder must be able to show that it was actually used. Those in opposition to AB 412 contend this information should be sought through the discovery process. However, based on my experience, if a rights holder cannot show at the outset that their work was included in the training data, their claim will be dismissed before any discovery can be taken on the question. And litigation should not be the only way for Californians to learn whether their works have even been used. Such a requirement is burdensome to rights holders, model creators, and the courts. AB 412 will be an effective mechanism to ensure that Californians have the information needed to protect their hard work, and for that reason, I urge you to vote in its favor. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else here in support of AB 412?
My name is Karen Gilfrey. I'm the Vice President of the National Association of Voice Actors in support. I'm also speaking on behalf of the Authors Guild, a co-sponsor of this bill in support.
Thank you.
Erin Mask, voice actor, part of NAVA, in support of this bill.
Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Rob Sogomonian, owner of Sinier Media Studios, founding member of Articulate Studios, proud member of NAVA. I am in strong support of this bill.
Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Brigitte Racine. I'm a literary author, business owner, member of the Science Fiction and Fantasy Writers Association, and author of The Muse on Substack. Full copyright protection and transparency is critical to all creative professionals, not just now, but for our future generations,
Thank you.
which are coming up behind us. Please support AB 412.
Hello, my name is Cairo, and I'm a freshman in high school. I'm a visual artist, singer, songwriter, and musician, but I won't be anymore if I lose my copyright protections. I want a future in strong support of AB 412. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. Evan Wijaya, voice actor and member of the National Association of Voice Actors in support of AB 412. Also speaking on behalf of Amy Stafford, another voice actor and member of NAVA in support of AB 412. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Dee Dee Cordell. I'm a voice actor from Rockland, and I am also in support of this bill. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. Gunnar Reddy from Orangevale, California. I'm a voice actor and audio engineer. I'm in support of AB 412.
Thank you.
Sarah Flox, California Federation of Labor Unions, in support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dina Egglesrud, Concept Art Association. We are here as co-sponsors of AB 412, and we're in strong support of the bill. With my other hat on, I am the co-chair of the Legislative Committee for the Los Angeles County Democratic Party, representing 3 million registered Democrats in Los Angeles County. We strongly urge a yes vote today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good day. Christopher Shank, animation artist and educator, in strong support.
Thank you.
Hi, Krista Shank, concept artist, art director for games, strong support.
Thank you.
Hi, Dave Chai, representing San Jose State University's Animation Illustration Program, in strong support.
Thank you.
Hi, Nicole Longfish. I'm an artist and I support.
Thank you.
Hi, Chris Kaler, illustrator and art director, in very strong support.
Thank you.
Rachel Clark, chair of the art department at Sacramento State and representing students in the art and design departments, over 1,000 in support.
Thank you.
Hi, Brandon McKinney. I'm a storyboard artist and illustrator, and I'm in very strong support of this bill.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Raimundo Mendoza-Landa. I'm a story artist currently working in the animation industry, a member of an Animation Guild, Local 839, as well as an adjunct professor of storyboarding at the university level. and I support and encourage a yes vote on this act. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Nicholas Johnson. I'm an independent artist and a recent graduate of the aforementioned San Jose State University program, and I'm in support.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Tiana Aurelia. I'm a concept artist and comic artist in support.
Thank you.
Caitlin Turo, animator, artist, in strong support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Shane Gussman on behalf of SAG-AFTRA in support and a co-sponsor.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Dan Brereton. I'm a illustrator and writer, and I'm strongly in support.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Thomas Yates, current illustrator of the Prince Valiant strip, longtime comic book professional from Marvel, and drawn Superman and everything on the line. Strong supporter of AB-412. Thank you.
Thank you.
Damon Allums, voice talent, NAVA member, Stockton based, strongly in support. Please vote aye.
Thank you. Is there anyone here in opposition to AB 412?
I think we found some new voice actors there too, by the way.
Good morning. Ronak Dealami with Cal Chamber, respectfully in opposition to AB 412. We take copyright laws seriously, as they often include the rights of our members as well. As such, our primary focus here is to ensure fairness and feasibility of compliance for all sides, keeping in mind competing interests, but also the broader impact on our economy. Unfortunately, we are fundamentally on different pages than the author when it comes to the need for and negative impact of this bill. We appreciate the amendments being taken today, and we are still reviewing them, but they do not appear to get at major differences between us. We don't think the bill is a transparency bill, unfortunately. We think it's about settling whether the use of copyright material is to train Gen AI as fair use or not, which should be left to the courts to finish deciding. Nor do we believe that a transparency bill is needed at this time, given that AB 2013 by Assemblymember Irwin was just signed 6 months ago, to provide various high-level disclosures starting January 1st, 2026 on these precise issues, including information regarding the sources and descriptions of data sets used to train Gen AI, as well as whether the data sets included copyright-protected data. We negotiated significant amendments to that bill and those precise provisions in good faith over the course of the year last year to balance against concerns that over-disclosure could divulge trade secrets or other confidential, proprietary, or sensitive information. For example, telling the public each of the systems that you use gives bad actors a blueprint to all the different doors by which they could hack into your company. Similarly, announcing precisely what information you train your tools on gives competitors an ingredient list to your recipe. What's hard to reconcile is that the legislature is simultaneously considering 5 bills on antitrust and price fixing, premised on the notion that sharing so much as publicly available data on advertised prices with another person to train price algorithms should be considered collusion and price fixing, subject to penalties of upwards of $100 million per violation. Yet under this bill, being required to give detailed public disclosures as to what our tools are trained on is not proprietary or sensitive information whatsoever. For these reasons and other reasons outlined in our letter, we must strongly oppose. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Chris McKaylee, not an actor.
But what about a voice actor?
Definitely not a voice actor either. Here on behalf of the Civil Justice Association of California, apologies for having my back to half of your committee. 4 quick points in opposition. First of all, I have to, as often, compliment your staff analysis and always appreciate the open door that Assemblymember Bauer-Cahan has on these and many other bills. The first, of course, is we always raise issue with the private right of action. It is being moderately tinkered with in a new Section 3119, but nonetheless is of substantial concern to us as always. The second is federal preemption. I think your analysis notes in the middle of page 9 or so. The issue of federal preemption notes that at least in the Ninth Circuit case that the first question would be satisfied. We agree. The second, the analysis notes, is perhaps more complex. We certainly are of the perspective that it is the second prong of the 2-part test is also met, and therefore we believe this bill would be federally preempted. In addition, your analysis notes a U.S. Copyright Office report due later this year on addressing legal implications of AI training on copyrighted works, including guidance on fair use, potential licensing, et cetera. We would advocate for holding this bill at this time and seeing what the results of that U.S. office report is. And the last item also, which we believe calls for holding off on this, this committee, the Senate Judiciary Committee, and the legislature historically have tended not to pursue legislation when there is pending litigation. As your analysis notes, I think the Assembly Privacy Committee analysis did as well. There is substantial litigation in this area, particularly what does or does not constitute fair use. And we should wait for those court decisions to come out and then the legislature decide whether or not they have to make changes in the law. For those reasons, we very respectfully oppose the bill. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Is there anyone else here in opposition to AB 412?
Becca Kramer-Matter with Kaiser Advocacy on behalf of Electronic Frontier Foundation. We appreciate the direction that many of the amendments went, but still are unfortunately opposed unless amended.
Thank you.
And look forward to ongoing conversations.
Mr. Chairman and members, Carl London on behalf of the Recording Industry Association of America. We are not opposed to the bill formally. We do have concerns over the amendments being adopted. There are some inconsistencies in that in allowing non-commercial academic institutions to be exempted from the requirements of this bill. We have a problem with that and a concern. We'd like to address that with the author. Up till this amendment, we've been fine with the bill, but that amendment causes us great concern. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Chair and members. Naomi Padron on behalf of the Computer and Communications Industry Association, respectfully opposed.
Thank you.
Good morning, Kelly Hitt with Business Software Alliance in opposition. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Chair and members. Jose Torres with TechNet in respectful opposition.
Thank you.
Good morning, Amanda Goldarama with Cal Broadband in opposition.
Thank you.
Good morning, Stephen Stanzler with Brownstein on behalf of the Chamber of Progress in respectful opposition.
Thank you.
Chad Mays with Capital Advocacy here on behalf of Universal Music Group. We would align our comments with that of the Recording Industry Association.
Thank you. All right, I'll bring it back to committee. Assembly Member Zabur.
So first of all, I'd like to move the bill and want to thank you. This is a really important bill. It's about really jobs in my district and I think throughout Southern California. And so I just want to thank you for that. I did want to ask about some of the amendments that were made to the bill. I haven't had time to get into it, but I have a number of folks that are constituents that are concerned about the non-commercial research amendments to the bill and the potential for that actually having unintended consequences of sort of opening up sort of exceptions that you can drive trucks through as it's being sort of characterized. And I was just wondering if you could speak to that because I'm concerned about what I'm hearing. Napster was, for example, was something that was sort of in a non-commercial space when it started and it almost destroyed the music industry given that, another example that they gave was OpenAI's Jukebox. So I just want to know if you're, just get a sense of your take on that.
Yeah, I'm happy to address that. I think it's important to note that if those tools were to move over into the point where they are, being marketed for sale or profit, they would fall under the bill. And so the tool can't, if it starts as an academic pursuit, if it shifts into something else, then they fall under the bill. So it doesn't matter how they start, it matters what they are at the moment. That was an amendment coming out of the committee. I think it is important that we, ask the question of what is happening in those pursuits. One of the reasons I think that is an important thing is one of the best things we can do for AI safety right now, to be totally frank, is push our academic institutions to be doing research and building these models and creating more opportunity for us to see safe models. And I will say that many of the artists here today, their favorite tool is a tool out of University of Chicago. It was created to allow them to know through some tagging that I don't understand because it's way beyond my abilities, whether it's in the model. And it came out of University of Chicago, and the professor is a hero of many of the artists here because it gives them the rights already through technology to protect some of their interests. And so academia is moving, I think, the AI ball in a really powerful powerful way to make it safer. It's one of the reasons that I've spoken very publicly about my support of CalCompute, which I know died in a bill that did much more than CalCompute. But I do think that our academic institutions should be in the pursuit of better and stronger and safer AI. And so that is part of what we're trying to do here. But I understand the concerns and will continue to work with folks because, as you can tell, I'm working as hard as I can to protect those artists you care deeply about as well.
Yeah, I hope. I mean, I'm nervous given the level of concern I'm hearing, and so I'm hoping that you'll, I trust you are doing this for the same reasons I'm concerned about it. But I'm hoping that you can think about how narrowing that, making sure that the work that's being done in academic institutions is not going to be used in a way that I don't know if there's ways of bracketing this more. But just know that the concerns I'm hearing are pretty significant, and they're causing me to have concerns as well.
Yes, and I will say that I will obviously work. Those were committee amendments, so we'll commit to talking to committee further about it. Yeah.
Someone or Brian?
Fantastic bill. I've supported this before. We'll support it today. If there's not a second, would definitely love to second my colleague. Also, though, just want to raise just questions about kind of research, and having come from the university before I was in office, just want to make sure that we don't open the door to other players in the space who are using the guise of research, who are not actually in the pursuit of knowledge and trying to figure out how to game that. But they'd be hard pressed to try to game around you because you are working so hard on this. So you have my full support, but just wanted to raise that as well.
Thank you, Simon. And I will say, some of our AI companies do call their tech workers researchers. So I hear the concern, and the last thing I want to do is drive a truck through my own bill. Yeah. So I got you.
Any other questions or comments? We do have a motion, and to the concerns that were raised, which I agree with, to ensure, we are making it clear, and as it stated, that it's developed and used exclusively for non-commercial academic or government research, not just developed, but used exclusively for non-commercial academic or government research. So the moment it's not anymore, that switch is flipped and the regulations under this bill come into effect. If there could be more language to make that more clear or to create even more stringent or direct guardrails, that's something we can all work on. But I think the underlying purpose is to the Assembly member's point, to allow for that rigorous research to occur, which in many cases will be protective of the artists, and we don't want to stifle that. But to the other points that were appropriately raised, that if it's used as a guise to ultimately for commercial purposes, then I think that the language as written would prohibit that. But if there's more language we can put in there to make that even more clear, certainly our staff will continue to work with the author and with concerns from folks in the community as well as from fellow legislators. And so I want to thank the author for this. I had a bill that I worked on with SAG-AFTRA regarding protecting performers, their image and likeness from being used for AI without their representation or appropriate compensation. In that bill, we did leave out the generative AI for training purposes. So I'm very grateful for the Assemblyman for taking on that incredibly complex aspect of this larger conversation. We're having a lot of these conversations right now that we need to have because this is the moment to put those guardrails in place, not 5-10 years from now when, quite frankly, it would be much more difficult or impossible. Forget 5-10 years, 1 or 2 years, we may be too late. And so this is the moment. This is the time I would like to be added as a co-author. And would you like to close?
Yeah, thank you. I want to just thank our artists for being here. I think it's especially our youngest artist who came, also took a little time to spend his school day advocating for the change he wants to see in the world. Because this bill really is about protecting California's workers and California's artists and the economy that props us up and makes the world a more magical and beautiful place that each of us enjoy every day. With that, I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you.
Motions do pass as amended. Kalra?
Aye.
Kalra, aye. Dixon? Bauer Cahan?
Aye.
Bauer Cahan, aye. Bryan? Bryan, aye. Connolly? Connolly, aye. Harabedian? Macedo? Pacheco? Pacheco, aye. Pappen?
Aye.
Pappen, aye. Sanchez?
Not voting.
Stephanie?
Aye.
Stephanie, aye. Zabur?
It does, right? Okay, so that bill is out.